I've systemized over 1,000 companies, agencies, SaaS, IT companies, consultants and coaches, and every single one of them made the exact same mistake before we met each other. They tried to scale without the systems and they hit the wall they couldn't break through. Here's what nobody tells you about that wall. The wall is not what you think it is. It's not your market, it's not your offer, it's not even your team. The wall is actually you. And I know this because I hit the same wall as well. I couldn't take on more clients. I was the bottleneck. And every consultant, every course creator, every business guru told me that the same things. Build the systems, document everything, create SOPs. So I did. I hired people, paid them good money. They built me processes, maps, flowcharts, 30-page manuals. And you know what happened? Nothing. The business still depended on me. I was still the bottleneck because I was building the wrong kind of systems. And once I figured out the right way to do this, the way that actually works, everything started to change for me. In fact, one of my clients, Roozbeh, closed $500,000 in just 3 months using what I'm about to show you. Another client, Vera, closed $40K in first 3 weeks. Rico tripled his income, and it didn't take them months. It didn't take complex software, and they didn't need to hire a team of consultants. What they needed was a different approach to systems entirely. Let me show you what I mean. Here's what I see every single time someone comes to me. They have tried to systemize, they bought courses, they hired VAs, implemented the project management software, and it's all sitting there because they don't use them. Let me tell you why. The traditional approach to systems is built for Fortune 500 companies, not for you. Here's what they tell you to do. Step number 1, map out every single process in your business. Document everything in excruciating detail. Train your team on 200-page manual you just created. And step number 4, hope they actually will use it. And you know what is interesting? They will not do it. Because here's what actually happens. You spend 40 hours building perfect systems. You are exhausted. Your team takes one look at the manual and they think it's a lot of work. When they have a question, they don't check the SOP. They just slack you. And now you have wasted 40 hours and you are still the bottleneck. I've seen this pattern in over 1,000 companies, agencies that were stuck at 50K a month, SaaS founders that were working 80 hours a week, consultants who can't take a vacation without everything falling apart. But here's what I discovered. The companies that actually scale, the ones that go from 100K a month to 1 million a month, go from founder dependent to actually the one that is scalable. They are not building more systems. They are just building different systems. And it starts with one simple question that most people never ask. The question is not what needs to be systemized. That's the wrong question. Because if you ask that, the answer is everything. And trying to systemize everything is how you waste the next 6 months of your life. The right question is this: what is costing me the most right now? Not what is suboptimal, not what could be better, what's actively wasting time, money, or resources. Let me tell you about Roozbeh. Roozbeh runs an agency. When he came to me, he was involved in everything: sales calls, client onboarding, strategy sessions, delivery reviews. He had many clients. He was maxed out, couldn't take on more, couldn't hire because he had no time for it. Sounds familiar? So I asked him, what is costing you the most right now? He didn't even have to think about it. Onboarding every new client takes me 5 hours. I have to explain everything from scratch every single time. That's what we systemize first. Not his entire business, not all 47 processes he could have documented, just onboarding and sales. We built him a 3-video onboarding sequence and type form that took us 90 minutes to create. The result was the onboarding went from 5 hours to 30 minutes, and sales systems were way more efficient. He immediately had 4.5 hours back per client. And if you calculate it by multiple clients, that's so many hours in a week. And you know what he did with those saved hours? He had more time for sales, for closing. And he closed $500,000 within 3 months. Now I know you are thinking, but my business is different. So it's not. Whether you are running an agency, a SaaS company, or consulting services, the pattern is the same. You are the bottleneck. One thing is costing you the most. But here's where most people screw this up. They identify the problem, build the system, and then they keep running it themselves. That's not the systematization. That's just documentation. Let me show you the difference. A system you run yourself is not a system. It's a checklist. And checklists don't scale your business. People do. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. You have to give it away before it's perfect. I learned this the hard way. When I first started systemizing my business, I've built these beautiful systems, everything documented, every case covered, perfect. And then I have to stop all of them because I was afraid someone would mess it up, afraid that the quality will be bad, afraid that the client will notice that. You know what happened? I stayed the bottleneck. The breakthrough came when I realized the system doesn't need to be perfect. The person just needs to own it. Here's what I do now and what I teach every client. Step number 1, identify the painful process. Step number 2, build the minimum viable system, not the perfect one. Step number 3, assign ownership to someone else. And step number 4, give them authority to improve it. The last part is key. They are not just following the system, they are responsible for making it better. Vera did this with her sales process. She didn't have qualification process and wasted a lot of time. She couldn't scale. We built sales systems for getting clients and standardized her closing system. In the first 3 weeks, she closed 40,000. Not because the system was perfect, because she had a predictable and proven system. Most of you won't do this. You will build the system and then micromanage it. And you will stay stuck. Instead, you try standardize every single step. Here's what nobody tells you about the systems. The first one is the hardest. The second one is the easier. And the third one is automatic, because you are not just building systems, you are building a system for building the systems. When you fix your biggest bottleneck, you buy back your time. Let's say you save 10 hours a week. What do you do with those 10 hours? Option A, you waste them. Watch Netflix, scroll LinkedIn, feel productive but accomplish nothing. Option number B, you use them to fix next bottleneck. This is what I call the Systemization Loop. Month number 1, fix the thing that's costing you the most, save 10 hours a week. Month number 2, use those 10 hours to fix next thing, save another 8 hours a week. Month number 3, use those 18 hours to fix next thing, save another 6 hours a week. And after 3 months, you have bought back 24 hours per week. That's 3 full work days. You know what my client do with those 3 days? Some of them stop working weekends. Some of them hire their first real team member. Some of them finally take the vacation that have been postponing for 2 years. I will give you some examples. Rico tripled his income, not because he worked harder, because he had time to take on more clients. Time to focus on revenue generating activities instead of admin work. And before you ask, no, this doesn't take months to see the results. Roozbeh saw $500,000 in 3 months. Vera saw 40K in 3 weeks. Because we didn't systemize everything, we systemized the right thing in the right order. So here's what you are probably wondering. Okay, I get it, but where do I actually start? Let me make this very simple for you. If you do nothing else after watching this video, do this. Take out a piece of paper, write down 3 things in your business that hurt the most right now. Not could be better, that actually hurt. Maybe it's client onboarding takes you 5 hours every week. Maybe it's sales calls you are doing 15 hours a week, invoicing you are chasing payments manually, whatever it is. Write down 3, all right? Now, circle 1, the one that is costing you the most time or money or stress. That's your starting point. Here's what I do the next. Step number 1, record yourself, doing it once. Screen recording, if it's digital, voice memo, if it's a call, whatever. Just capture the process. Step number 2, watch it back. Write down the key steps, not 30 pages, just the critical 5-7 steps. Step number 3, hand it to someone. Could be a team member, could be a contractor, doesn't matter. Step number 4, tell them you own this now. Make it better. That whole process, 2-3 hours maximum. And it will save you 10 plus hours per week for the rest of your business life. You make your time back in first week, everything after that is profit. Most people who are watching this will not do it. They will watch this video, think that's interesting, and go back to being the bottleneck. Don't be most people, because here's what happens if you don't do this. I need to be honest with you about something. If you don't systemize your business, one of these 3 things will happen. Option number 1, you will burn out. I've seen it happen to hundreds of founders. They grind for 2, 3, 5 years. Then they wake up one day and realize they hate what they have built. They shut it down or sell it for pennies. Option number 2, you will plateau. You will hit your complexity ceiling. The point where you literally cannot take on more clients because you are at a capacity, and you will stay there forever, making the same money, working the same hours until you retire or die. Option number 3, you will build a business that's worthless without you. When you go to sell, buyers will take one look and say, this is not a business, this is a job. And I'm not buying your job. I don't say it to scare you. I say it because I've worked with over 1,000 companies. I've seen all these paths. But here's the 4th option. You systemize, you delegate, you multiply. You build a business that works without you. A business you can sell, a business that gives you time, money, and freedom. So here's what I want to know. Which path are you on right now? Comment below. Are you headed to burnout, plateau, or freedom? Be honest, because if you are on the wrong path, today is the day you change. Here's what I want you to understand. You are not broken. Your business is not broken. You just haven't built the right systems yet. The 1,000+ companies I've helped, they are not special, they are not smarter than you, they are not more talented. They just did one thing differently. They stopped trying to do everything themselves. Imagine, it's 90 days from now. You have systemized your 3 biggest bottlenecks, you have hired 2 people to run them, you are working 30 hours a week instead of 70, your revenue hasn't dropped, in fact, it's gone up because you are financially focused on what you are actually good at. Strategy, sales, vision. You take weekends off, you go on vacation without your laptop, and you sleep with a peace of mind without checking the Slack. That's what most of my clients did, and that's what you can do as well. Right now, before you click away, do me a favor, write down 3 bottlenecks, circle 1, and commit to systemizing it within this week, not the next month. This week. You have got 1,000+ companies worth of proof that it works. Now go build yours. And by the way, if you want a system that actually fills your pipeline while you are just building these, I just released a video showing on how to book 200+ appointments using AI and LinkedIn outreach. Install that system first and you will have predictable clients coming in every single month while you are systematize the rest of your business. The link is on the description. And with that being said, I'm looking forward to see you next time.